There we go. My name is Emiko Ohlone. I'm with the William and Flora Hewlett Foundation. It's my pleasure to welcome you to day 2 or maybe day 3 of the conference. I think it depends on who's counting and how late you stayed up last night. One of the things that I love about this magical feat that is the GIA Oakland conference is that we really get to go out into Oakland. We're experiencing firsthand much more of Oakland than we would have with the original plan, and I hope that you're really getting a sense that Oakland is an amalgam of cultures. Oakland culture has never stood in the shadow of any other city. It is its own unique thing. And I love that we're getting to see all of that. So hopefully last night you experienced some of Oakland's food culture, which is fabulous. And if you paid attention to Bedoya's seminal talk in the afternoon, that you also were able to partake in the bar culture of Oakland. And if you didn't, you've got one more chance tonight, or even if you did, you've got one more chance tonight. But first, we have a really incredible day ahead of us. And it's my honor to start this day by introducing Corrina Gould. Corrina is the spokesperson for the Confederated villages of Lisjan, Ohlone. She was born and raised in her people's own territory, Huchin, which includes Oakland. Corrina is an activist around preservation of shared sacred sites in her homeland. She's the co-founder and lead organizer for Indian People Organizing for Change, a native-run grassroots organization that brings about education and awareness on the desecration of sacred sites in the Greater Bay Area. Her current work also includes the co-founding of the first woman-led urban indigenous community land trust. Yes. And this land trust facilitates the return of Churchenyo and Ohlone lands to indigenous stewardship. The fall edition of the GIA Reader includes a really sobering article on the work she's doing to protect the oldest shell mound in the Bay Area, one of 425 sacred cemetery sites that tie Corrina and her people to their places of ceremony and their land. Please help me welcome Corrina.
I'm going to do this to the side because I'm short, and usually when I stand behind podiums, I get lost. So, Horshe Tuhi Ka'at Lashanka Ka'at Ra'at Corrina. Good afternoon, or good day. My name is Corrina, and I am the spokesperson for the Confederated villages of Lisjan. And Lisjan is the original name of my people. And we were colonized 3 different times in a short period. And when folks first got here to the coast, they called us all Coastanoan, not knowing that Ohlone people were actually 8 different nations of people with 8 different languages and 8 different creation stories, and our songs and our dances were different. And after the Spanish missionary period, Mexico took over our land. It was stolen for a second time, and we were enslaved on big ranches, places like Vallejo and Peralta. Took over our territory, and we were enslaved on those places. And then with the Western expansion and the gold rush happening, America came and they created the first laws that made it illegal to be native in California, and spent $1.7 million taking our heads. And so for a long time, my ancestors had been in hiding, surviving the genocidal waves 3 different times in a very short period. And it's really been my generation that's been able to actually speak out and talk about the sacredness of our lands again. So I come here today on behalf of my ancestors, but on behalf of my grandchildren as well. I believe that those of us that are here are the bridge from the past and the future, and that the decisions that we make today are the decisions that are going to affect the next 7 generations and beyond. Sometimes when folks are asked as Indigenous people to welcome people to their land, it's a little interesting, because one of the things that happens is that we're welcoming people, but we don't have a relationality with you. There's no relationship. I don't know who you are. I don't know what kind of people you are. So do I really want you on my land, right? But the other thing I think about is really about how do we begin to talk about what does that look like? When human beings, not that long ago, lived in our territories. We're on the territory of Hewlett that actually encompasses 5 Bay Area cities. So Oakland, Alameda, Berkeley, Emeryville, and Albany is all a part of Hewlett. And for me, this is the place that I have been for thousands and thousands of years. My ancestors' DNA is in this land. We've never gone anywhere or away from our homeland, and we have a deep, intimate connection to this place. But not that long ago, when my ancestors had their villages here, there would be a time when people would respect the boundaries of what those territories were. They would stand outside of the territory, and they would light a smoke fire, and they would wait at the edge of that territory for someone to come and get them. And they would bring them back to the village, and they would be met with food and laughter and song and ceremony and gifts. After all of that, then they would be asked, why do you want to come into our territory? What is your business here? And so it might be that somebody wanted to bring a message from a neighboring village, or someone wanted to cross through the territory, or someone just wanted to visit their relatives. But they had to wait to be asked to come onto that land. Today we travel all over the world, not thinking about who the original people of the territory on which you stand, the original people of the territory on which you live. What was their language? What was their history? What is the names and places of those really intimate places where we do our business? When I went to New York recently, we looked out, we searched for the Lenape people that were from that territory. And before we took care of our business, I gifted him the chief of their tribe and the person that he was with, and asked permission to be there. We move too fast sometimes in this world. We forget the respectful things that we should do. We forget that we're guests in somebody else's land, that we're supposed to have these particular ways that we are. And so as we start this morning today, I just wanted to remember that we are all from different places, and that here in this territory, the territory of Hewlett that you are in today, I want to offer a prayer for everyone that's here. So one of the things that we do is not to proselytize anybody, but it is a way for us to come together in one mind and one spirit. The work that's about to happen today and over the next few days and throughout, and then what you take afterwards, is going to impact many people's lives. Sometimes it's good for us to just center ourselves and remember what it is that we're here for and the work that we're doing. So with that, I'm going to offer us a short prayer just to get us all started. Thank you. Grandfathers and grandmothers, Creator, we thank you for this day and for this beautiful gathering. We thank you for all the relatives that have come from all 4 directions to be here today. We ask that you watch over us, and I ask my ancestors to take care of all of our relatives, all of our guests here while they're here. That we open up our hearts and our minds and our spirits to something new. We actually ask for good things to come into our hearts so that we can do the good work. We ask that we're able to laugh with each other and to share good works with each other. that we're able to go home to our families with good hearts and laughter and good memories and stories to tell about one another. We ask that you create connections today, connections with the work that we're doing so that it's far-reaching. We ask that you watch over all of the little ones, all of our little children, that we're able to give them good lives. We pray for the waters, grandmothers and grandfathers, that it runs clear, that we're able to clean it up, that we're able to give fresh water to the next 7 generations and beyond, that we're able to give them fresh air, that we remember that those are our brothers and sisters that are now without a home, that we create a humanity, that we remember that they are our brothers and sisters, and we create homes for them. We ask that we continue to do the work that we're supposed to do here. We take care of our elders, those that are sick, that everything that they need is taken care of. We remember our brothers and sisters that are behind the walls, that they know that they are remembered and their hearts are lightened. We remember those that are standing on the front lines all over the world. We ask special blessings for those that are marching here to our borders right now, these false borders, that they're taken care of, and that we as human beings treat them as human beings. We ask for special blessings for all of those that changed this group so that we are here under this tent today and not inside of the Marriott, that we take care of them so that they can take care of their families. We ask for these things and all things that we need right now, grandmothers and grandfathers, that we bring our ancestors with us, that they continue to hold us from below and above, from the sides, from in front of us and behind us, that we continue to do the work that we are supposed to do on this earth. Oh. Thank you so much for coming to Huichin. I ask that you guys all have a wonderful time here, that you take care of one another, and that you go from our territory with great thoughts and great ideas, and that you continue to hold up the work that you're doing. And thank you so much. Oh.